Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be reacting, I guess, to an Ethan Klein is suing a bunch of people by the Quarterling. The Quarterling. I don't remember this is the original video. I feel like everyone's suing people right now. It may be. But
Sure.
but yeah, like I got nothing against Quartering. I think he's a pretty safe person right now to react to when it comes to this. Probably significantly more forgiving than maybe other people. So that's why we chose him. He was also the first person I found this video when doing the YouTube search for the Ethan Klein thing. So I've been like avoiding this for the last like 2 or 3 days, just specifically because I knew I wanted to like to react to this like completely without seeing anything ahead of time. Because if you didn't know, like usually I mess up somewhere in the cuts or something, and I end up making like the last video you saw, at least maybe the update. Like there was at least no. I don't. I have to redo that video. But I made like 3 different versions of that react and fucked it all up. Anyway, let's just get started.
Here from the Quartering, and love him or hate him, Ethan Klein is one of the pillars of the YouTube community. He's gone through, well, a wide variety of arcs in his life, and apparently now he's
Totally agree. Ethan Klein has some like one of the most wild roller coasters to watch. Not as wild as iDubbbz. But he's definitely there. You know, he's definitely had a moment. There was definitely a time during what was it? YouTube where trying to remember. It was like the React content. Like Ethan Klein had a huge lawsuit for copyright involving YouTube videos, and the whole community went and backed him on it, and he ended up winning. And so that lawsuit is like one of the like precedences for everybody on the on the YouTube site being able to, use fair use for video usage. It's partially why I can sit here, turn on this video of the Quartering, and say a whole bunch of stuff. So, and then there was this whole point. We had this Hassan thing involving a podcast. I never watched it, but he got clowned on it for a lot. And if you don't know, like recently, well, I guess I wasn't so recent anymore, but at least several months ago, maybe a year or so ago, about, Ethan and Hassan had like a major falling out involving the Israel-Palestine issue. And it's all about because, Hassan's kind of like anti-Semitic against Jews. That was the reason. It wasn't that Ethan was pro-Palestine and pro-Israel, and Hassan was pro-Palestine or something. It was just straight up that Hassan just hates the Jews. That's it. There's definitely a lot more to that story, and you can probably go find videos on that. But that's kind of how this all situation occurred, and iDubbbz ends up getting thrown into the mix sometime later down, which is kind of with the current drama age thingy we're going through right now, isn't it? That kind of led to all of this probably today is the Ethan iDubbbz, the iDubbbz content cop.
he's adopted the villain arc. He just expertly trapped probably 3 of the biggest names on Twitch in terms of reaction content and in terms of far left tankies, fake communists, fake socialists, happy about 9/11 people, He trapped them in what can only be described as maybe the most masterful gambit I've ever seen on YouTube. Um, and he put this video out, which has been out for 2 hours, probably has 500,000 views based on the likes. The view count are always, kind of, legs behind. 50,000 likes means he's probably got 500,000+ views. And essentially, to give you the background, Ethan Klein.
All right, I guess we're gonna get the background. All right, the title says Ethan Klein sues Denims, Frogan, and Kaceytron over copyright violation.
And you may not know.
With low effort in her reactions.
Is Jewish. And he used to do a show with fake communist Hassan Piker.
I'm pretty sure I gave most of this, so...
For YouTube, it would later be used by people like Carl Benjamin to...
Yeah, I actually did talk about a lot of this.
...win lawsuits against copyright trolls. Essentially...
Sorry if the quartering's watching this. I think, if I remember right, your name's Jeremy? I'm just going to skip over your background because I kind of already did that
talking
myself.
About Free Palestine and how all this kind of stuff. I mean, essentially fixated. The Sauron's eye of the blobs have been get Child Protective Services sent to Ethan Klein's house because they did.
Oh yeah, that's a whole bunch of stuff that also went down due to the Hassan and iDubbbz situation. Yeah, I would kind of say iDubbbz learned empathy at the ripe old age of, 30, 34, some shit? Here's my opinion on that. The vast majority of time, especially people on YouTube that are kind of assholes, they never really turn out to become better people. What really ends up happening is they just change their target, and it just is viewed more socially acceptable, their behavior. And you kind of get that, or I guess in this case, maybe even worse. And I think that's totally true for iDubbbz. He was asked something about the 3 human skulls, real skulls, ordered from one of the only places in America you can order human skulls from, that were sent to Ethan's home, and they're supposed to represent Ethan's 3 children. That's really messed up. I would never bring into someone's children into this thing, and anyone who's been on the streets a little bit long enough, you start bringing in things like that, things might happen to you. Let's just be honest. Yeah, I'm trying to think. What else was there?
Didn't like him. Now, everybody knows how, in my opinion, to get Child Protective Services.
Oh, yeah, the Child Protective Services. Yeah, I don't remember if it was Frogan or iDubbbz or who, but I don't think it was Hassan. But one of them kind of said something, and it wasn't long after, or they did it. It might have been Kaceytron. And they called Child Protective Services, and that was a whole thing too.
Gigantic orbit did. So Ethan put out this.
My name is Ethan Klein.
Is that an AP? Is that an Audemars PK?
Is spending hundreds
is
of
that
thousands of dollars on lawyers. Today I am
actually burning money is illegal, Ethan. You should be careful.
invite you into my home to share my favorite pastime with you. Join me in creating generational wealth for my attorney.
Generational wealth for my attorney. Oh, damn. Ethan is not holding back.
Great intro.
Let me tell you guys a story.
So, essentially, he had been feuding with Hassan and his many beta orbiters for, I don't know, ever since the show broke up, ever since really October 7th.
Yeah, like I said before, October 7th, several months ago, about a year almost.
And both sides have said some heinous things, but only one side has done truly heinous things. Calling people.
Yeah, the people around in Hassan's orbit. I don't know if you watch Destiny, Hassan, and all them. those very serious political issue commentators or whatever. But in the last several months, 8-9 months, it has been wiling. Seriously, wiling. Like, it's interesting to watch, I'll tell you that. We're in a whole different age on YouTube.
PS on Ethan Klein, mailing skull, egg-shaped one, Frogan, and then the other one, the very rotund Nuke on Hassan Piker. It was a long...
Yeah, I mentioned the content Nuke.
Power in terms against fight.
And you know what? Somebody ended up writing doing a content cop of iDubbbz. So that's interesting. Which was way better, and he parried iDubbbz so well. Make a thread.
Fighting against React content. Some of the biggest, people have come after XQC, I think rightfully so. Hassan Piker, rightfully so. Asmongold at times, but he seems to have gotten better. Usually if Asmongold reacts to somebody's video, he tries to tell people, hey, here's the channel name, go check him out, go leave a like on the video, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like if you're watching this video and you thought this was interesting, you should go check out the Cord Rings channel. Or even H3H3's channel, because we're kind of reacting to a reaction here.
But these people,
they definitely make higher quality content than I do.
Watched and laid perhaps the biggest trap ever. Ethan Klein doing nothing to dispel certain stereotypes of his people. But this trap is so good, it rivals the beeper gate.
You know what?
Beepers.
I didn't even think of that. And being Jewish.
He had seen there is a snark subreddit, which is a subreddit of, insatiable losers. Most content creators end up with one or two over the years, full of disaffected fans. Well, he saw that they were organizing, coordinating, funneling views away from his content Nuke. And while that is in and of itself not illegal, what happens next is, and what happened was they took copyrighted equipment or copyrighted footage and profited from it. Essentially, explicitly said their sole purpose of stealing this content and streaming it uninterrupted with minimal reaction or fair use quantity or qualities. They were stealing it for ideological reasons. Literal theft. And these idiots all fell for it.
Dang. Yeah. If I'm not making a whole bunch of edits and stuff, you see me skipping around, that's because I'm just not very good at editing. I really need to pick it up and start learning better. I definitely was looking at some editing softwares and considering what's easy to learn and use. I don't know, if you're watching this video and you want to help me out with that, leave a comment.
The opposite. I hope that we can all unite against...
Speaking of which, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And check out my other channels and stuff. I don't know if they're linked, but pretty much everything I have is Thomas the Mad. It might be lowercase, some parts, some uppercase, the T's and the M. I can tell you my X account is Thomas the Space Mad. So, my ad is. And it should be the same VTuber character you're seeing right now. At least for now. For now. Like I said in my update channel, some things are changing. But as of this video, it's still the same.
Against this type of egregious behavior that not only makes us all look bad, but could destroy the commentary community as we know it.
Well, guys,
watch this. Here's where this idiot literally incriminates herself. This is very common with a lot of these leftoids, this entitlement. They've never had any consequences in their whole life. So they think, hey, here's a copyrighted video. I'm just going to stream it for free in an effort to funnel money away from...
His response was 100% predicted. He say it's bad. Say everyone thinks it's bad. 2, call me dumb. Very hurtful from my former friend. 3, wait for your friends to clip tiny moments from the video to avoid interacting with any major criticism. 4. This is the most important. Never watched the video. Too risky. Can't believe he called me dumb, though.
From a product.
If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow,
oops,
subscribe, throw a prime.
The state of reaction content on Twitch is so broken, these creators feel comfortable looking right into a camera and saying outright, hey, I'm stealing this guy's content. Pay me instead of him. This is not...
That's where it...
So in other words, they're not just committing conspiracy to commit theft. They are also confessing to the theft. That's really stupid.
Probably would have.
And given that it's their channel and they're streaming their faces and everything, it's kind of hard to deny that it's them doing it.
Had a legal case on fair use grounds, even if he didn't copyright it, but it does add a layer of protection.
Not a healthy environment. And with people like Hassan reacting to entire TV shows on stream, my fear is that Sony or Disney comes along, sues everybody, and sets a devastating precedent that could endanger our entire field. Now, before I tell you who the 3 people I'm suing are, I just want to make it clear that they all met this very specific high bar of criteria
this is the important part
earlier. These people were not targeted based on their gender, their identity, their
they all happen to be women, but
political beliefs. All 3
I guess I don't know what gender Kaceytron is.
are on this list.
So there's a...
To be honest with you, I also get confused who the hell Denims is. Like, if you'd shown me a picture of Denims, I wouldn't have been able to answer that. When it came to Frogan, I might have been answered to that, because one of the React videos I was watching earlier, that I kept my sample I mentioned earlier, was of Kaceytron. And he loves to be saying recently, like, I called Frogan fat, and that's why I was banned on Twitch. There's a lot of things going on with Twitch right now.
Snark.
Speaking of which, since that update, it's only been like a few days, but still, speaking on that update video for the channel, I'm still considering multi-streaming, but I think I'm going to stream Twitch separately from my multi-stream, like entirely, because it just seems like too much of a hassle, and Twitch right now is like, for whatever reason, really cracking down on liberal use of the rules. So just to throw that out there if you care.
Subreddit that is organized to, when he released a video, say...
Yeah, I think we get it. This is a subreddit specifically to help coordinate and funnel everyone to this area, to then funnel them to the other areas for the sole purpose of stealing content, generating views and money for themselves, while depriving Ethan of his hard-earned profits from his video.
The queen of ripping farts and bong loads.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. Are you being serious?
Who the hell's that? I genuinely don't know. Is that Denims?
God, she used to be like mildly attractive. Look what we did to her.
Frogan, who bless her soul, she's still right.
By the way, I have no...
Wait, was that Frogan?
And bong loads.
Oh, it's Kaceytron.
Who bless her soul, she's still right.
By the way, I have no problem with weed. It's just people who make it their whole identity and their culture that end up like that.
Can I walk away and use the bathroom? Do I have permission?
By the way, she does this walk away and then leaves the video play uninterrupted on her live stream.
Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
She also said for a sub goal that she would make a 9/11 cake. Now, obviously, I'm not a joke policeman, but if you're going to wear a fake towel on your head and make jokes about 9/11, I think it hits a little different. This is also somebody that wished PTSD on all... and walks away for, I don't know, about 20
None of the
minutes.
hostages that have been released so far have said that they have been raped. The hostages have public statements. You can go look at them.
The sexual...
Yeah, I
Giving each
mean,
complaint
they're all
a
bad,
clever
obviously.
little title. And here's Kaceytron's. She smoked more than she spoke. Kaceytron smokes 42 times during her reaction. And just as a silly thought experiment, we thought, wouldn't it be funny if she spent more time smoking than she did talking, and thinking there was no way that that could be true. Well,
I
we
agree.
tallied them up, and lo and behold, there's 15 minutes, 40 seconds of commentary versus 18 minutes and 55 seconds of smoking. She spent 3 minutes.
So this must be Ethan's video, because this says the content nuke Hassan Piker.
And 15 seconds.
I mean, they're screwed. They're all losing this lawsuit. Like, he has them completely dead to rights. There is no, and I hope that Hassan.
It's definitely looking pretty bad, especially given the level of coordination, and especially if they have confessions, essentially. Even if it may look that their actual actions were a little bit on the border, the fact that they have this level of coordination and they've demonstrated their intent, their actual intent, yeah, they're probably screwed.
Or that Ethan Klein takes it all the way. I hope that because I hate their political views. A lot of my peers do. And when this content just gets stolen and freemiumed out while these Twitch creators profit from it, that's not fair use. So I have no problem with this lawsuit. Do I take extra joy in it that it's Hassan's dumb orbiters? Yes, of course I do.
I bet you do. I'm trying to think, who else? I feel like there's someone else that probably is making like a reaction video. Maybe it's Asmongold. Maybe it's Asmongold that's making one. That has made one. Something to look
Ethan
into.
Klein. Denims, perhaps the dumbest of them all, making the dumbest statement, saying that. And again, this is just another pseudo-intellectual who pretends they understand what various laws are about. A lot of us old heads have been on YouTube for about 20 years. We know actually the answer to that.
More views on the nuke. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it since he confirmed it's coming out today. We're gonna stream it. If you want to watch it with someone else who's already watching it. Come enjoy the watch party somewhere else. If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime. If you like the content, if you enjoyed your time.
You don't get to profit off of it, especially when it's copyrighted. Enjoy being broke, you morons. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
All right.
Enjoy
content. If you enjoyed your time.
You don't get.
If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime. If you like the content, if you enjoyed your time.
You don't get to profit off of it.
You see, that's the type of thing that's going to get you in a lot of trouble, because beforehand you get conspiracy, but this is clearly intent now. Like, she's outwardly telling people, if you watch me, you will get enough of the original content that you can deny Ethan Klein or whoever she's watching views. You don't have to go watch the original if you don't want to. Yeah, that is what it is. I'm gonna go check to see if Asmongold made one, because I just feel like he would have. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please go check out the Quartering. Subscribe to his channel if you want. If not, you can go check out Ethan Klein. He made a video himself too. There's probably like 6 or 8 more videos like this somewhere out there. Like, it is what it is, but I appreciate if you give my channel out a try. I'm still getting the whole commentary thing coming down. I have some video ideas that I'm working on. We'll see how that plays out. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, leave a like, hit the bell button. Check out my other social medias and stuff. My X account. Alright, bye everybody.